Looks good.
Oh, he has not come back yet.
I did that.
Pardon?
Tim did that.
Punched in the,
Oh, that was good.
board.
And it came off again.
Did it?
All right. So that's a nice way to start the meeting. It really was. It really was.
Okay, open time for the public. Is that his name, Gene or Frank? I always forget.
George.
Thanks. I'm gonna write it.
You want to wait for Jackie or?
I call him Frank just to piss him off.
We gotta wait for Jackie. Jackie, she's out talking. She's talking plants. We can't even read the bill warrant. However, revisit from the assessors, the farm animal.
Want me to go get Jackie?
Sure.
You want me to do it for you?
What do you want? Exercise is good.
We're looking at 7:30. I can go with Pam to dog class. Great.
Do they have, what is here, yoga? Do they have yoga here at the senior
Yes, for the
center?
seniors, yeah.
They honestly do.
That's what I've been told. It's what? Do you know at all?
I'm not asking you.
I see it advertised on Channel 5
Really? Yeah. That's good.
or in the something.
I'm trying to get my father-in-law to the senior center. I really, truly am. Oh, yeah. He's 91. He refuses.
And I'm an accident, tell him let's go split wood.
She'll be right back.
Very good.
Bio break. Huh. Televised meetings, you can't take them. So anyway, moving down through, what we'll do is the bill warrant when she gets back, and then we're moving all the way down to the revisit from the request from the assessors to discontinue the farm animal and machinery excise tax.
That's going to go to town meeting, correct?
Yes, it's going to go on the
Yeah.
election ballot and then town meeting, yes.
Good.
If approved by the select board.
Yeah.
Right, so we would approve the article for the warrant, yeah. So we have no reasonable, well, I can't say till she gets back, we're not in session. So. We're playing by the rules here.
There's stuff to do.
I know it is, you honestly, you don't realize lots of times when you're breaking rules,
Yeah.
so many of them.
Going down a one-way to wrong way.
I'm still waiting for the rule book. Gotta go back and ask her again.
You know, I saw somebody do that tonight. Really, I looked and I just sat there and I laughed. I says, it's easy to do.
Well, my defense was I was only going one way at a time.
Yeah. Couldn't tell if you want forward or backwards.
But then this guy said, well, what would you do if I was coming up there with the bus? And I said, I'd move out of the way. Oh, well.
Can't win them all.
I was being a smart aleck.
It's stuff you go to some towns and you don't know. Or if you've been there years ago, right? And it was two-way. All of a sudden it's one way.
You can go online and find all these crazy laws, like there's one down in Fall River, I think, where it's illegal to take a shower on Saturday night or some wacky laws that are around. Okay, so bill warrant, W12-40, $142,771.83.
Motion to approve?
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
I have.
Okay. Next thing we're going to hear then from the interim town administrator with respect to the request from the assessors to discontinue the farm animal machinery excise tax.
The board members had a question as to how much revenue this tax generated, and the
how much it
assessors
cost, right.
responded approximately $1,600 a year,
We knew that, but we were asking how much it cost.
and how much it cost, and again, the assessors responded nothing, minimal, very minimal amount. So they were asking, once again, if the board members would consider putting this article on the annual town election warrant.
Well, there's an old saying, you hear a lot in budget disputes where you cut something somewhere, you have to replace it somewhere else. Meaning that if we give up $1,600 in revenue, which doesn't cost us much at all to collect, where would we get that $1,600?
Well, that's a good point, Mr. Chair. But if we give it to the taxpayers, and they can make that decision, I think we should allow them to make that decision.
If only they would, but they'll only see the decision in front of them, which is whether or not to give that up, not to replace the 1,600 with something else.
Right. Well, I
So it's how
guess
you
that's our
frame
job
it.
to replace it.
Right. We can take up a collection. Okay, just
I
my
make a
thought.
motion, we send this bill to the next town meeting for the citizens to decide whether or not they want to keep it or repeal it. And they will bear the burden of how to make up the monies that are lost, approximately $1,600.
I second that motion.
Okay, any further discussion? I would have something, as you know, it's a rule now that anybody who has an article in the warrant has to be there to explain it, defend it, answer questions. So if we do approve this, then we would need to let them know they have to be
Yes.
there. Okay, those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Okay, select board meetings coming up, 10th, 17th, 24th of April. And then after that is the May election, isn't it? Okay, action list, Monica LaBrie, Chapter 61A, right of first refusal. Both the Conservation Commission and the Planning Board have passed on their right of first refusal. So are they asking us if we want to do a 61A?
I make a motion that we pass on our right of first refusal for this land.
Second.
Any further discussion? Motion's been made and seconded to pass as select board on the right of first refusal on a parcel known as 7 acres of land on Old County Road. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we have an original to sign?
Yes, just one original, and it's...
Signatures.
There you go.
Here it is. Action by the board dated, so we do that,
Yes, please.
April the 3rd, 2012. Okay, so do we need to sign this article for the warrant, or just,
No,
Okay.
not yet. That will be on your election warrant first,
okay.
and then it'll go on the annual town meeting warrant.
Who am I? Get out of here by sign.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, wow. Discussion items, timber cutting plan, no. Succession planning, various departments, new town hall updates, custodial security. We were going to look into, Selectman Sears has some ideas with respect to security, doorbells and things.
I have a question, if I may, on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Reggie, have we gotten anywhere with this problem here?
Not yet.
Have-
It actually fell on me where I was trying to locate the contract that the board members had signed.
Yeah.
Michael, I can't think of his last name, was looking for that information first, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, very
So
good.
Greg was going to contact Michael and ask him, could you help us? Could you move forward without the contract? But I have not heard back from Greg yet.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Okay. So the only thing we have left, this is a record, is budgets. Fiscal year.
I had, Bob Blanchett and myself had met this afternoon, and that is the most recent updated budget. And with Bob's numbers, and this is funding everyone's request, I mean, it's about 90...
Expenses request.
Yes, it's about 94,000 short.
Wow. Good.
Okay, I have a question, if I may.
Yes, sir.
As you knew, I would ask. Oh, okay. It says here, no non-union raises.
Correct.
I'm very sensitive to this because we didn't have money to take care of the people that work in this town hall last time we negotiated with them. Therefore, can we put some money in for these people? I think when we told them we had no money when we went to town meeting, we had no money according to finance committee and so on and so forth and all the projections. So we had to, trying to do the right thing, say to them, we cannot give you a raise, we cannot, because we do not have the money. I don't think at this time we gotta put aside money for everybody else. Contract negotiations, well, the unions, blah, 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 everything, regional. We cannot forget the people in town hall. We must put something for them, and we must give them a fair amount.
Didn't we make a motion for a 2%? Was that last year, or?
It was
Didn't
brought
you-
up, but then it was tabled. We decided to not vote on it at the special town meeting. We decided to, it was on the article, but we didn't, on the warrant,
Right,
but we did
right.
not vote on it. And we also had discovered, I thought, that there had been raises given to
1%.
1%.
Yeah, very,
So
very,
there
very,
was.
very, very insignificant.
So my concern would be, because we're entering into union negotiations with 3 contracts, if we set a precedent here at this point, we're going to be in trouble, because there'll be the old fairness thing.
How do we,
Well, is a tactical.
I don't buy this myself, because I have my own personal reasons, but
Yeah.
we cannot forget these people
Right.
that work here. So how can we ensure that we set aside some monies for them?
Well, tactically, how you would do that is you say no now, and then in December at special town meeting, bring it up again. Because you've already negotiated the union for 3 years. Unions, 3 unions, 3 years.
Aren't we gonna be negotiating with all of the unions come June the 1st or the 30th? All of
Yeah.
these contracts will
Yes.
be up?
Yep.
So shouldn't we be doing something with these people also?
If you do, and it goes into the public record that we've agreed to make a raise for them, but we're gonna tell the unions level, then you're out of kilter.
Could we do something that's consistent with the raises we give to the unions?
Well, yeah, our consistency is 0.
Do you follow me? Well, okay, I just want to make sure
Yeah.
that we don't forget these people. So I would like to make a motion that the non-union people in the town hall get a raise consistent with the other unions.
That throws collective bargaining on its ear.
But we can't keep forgetting them. That's my problem. And I realize this is a little irregular, but they don't have a union. I think they should. For whatever reason they don't, I don't know. I don't buy it one bit, but we can't forget them. So how can we do this? Can we come to a consensus?
Respect your concern, I'm just thinking about how can you, it's almost like a side deal or something, you know, it would be perceived as,
They usually come up on the short end of the stick, which isn't correct. I realize they're not represented by a labor union. I personally think they should, but that's their choice. But I think we've got to do something decent for them no matter what. I do.
so what history do we have with respect to raises? Cost of living allowances, adjustments, or anything? Do we have a history over time? how
I've compiled a spreadsheet of the history for the non-union and the union folks. And Doug is correct, the non-union folks are behind.
Okay.
But again, I understand where you're coming from as far as negotiating. Yeah,
I do realize it's their choice to belong to a labor union or not. My own personal thing, and I shouldn't say this is, they should belong to a labor union, but they choose not to. And they just keep getting the short end of the stick. I don't think that's right. However, I do think they should be represented by a union, that way they wouldn't come up on the short end of the stick. So what's the answer to this? I don't know.
I can present that spreadsheet at your next meeting because you're having a joint meeting with the finance committee. This is something that possibly could be discussed
Yep.
with the finance
That's
committee.
a great idea, see what
Okay, that'd be
finance.
wonderful, Reg.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good.
Okay, can you believe it? That's it.
Reggie's gonna be buying you lunch tomorrow.
There's
Tell you
a
what, Jeff,
motion
you're
on the
lucky.
floor
It's a motion on the floor.
for the
to-
non-union to get raises.
That's true, equivalent to the union raises. But if union raises get to zero, then,
Then that's what they get.
okay. But that would not improve the situation that you're describing if they're behind over the last several years. So I think you'd want to leave yourself the latitude and freedom, again, to do I can't say this on camera. Did you get that? Did you get that, Tim? I mean, I can't tell the union what we're going to do.
Didn't hear anything. Yeah, how do we do this? It's a very sticky subject.
Well, what I suggested would work, but you're also giving your hand away too.
In December?
In December, retroactive, because you've already got everything else signed.
Yeah. That
Strike
might-
that from the
That
record.
might be the way to do it. Bring it to the townspeople and put it at the meeting.
Yeah.
It's just too bad that we won't have any monies in the budget for it.
We can talk about that.
Okay.
And there may be some other way through this too politically. Yeah.
Do you want me to withdraw my motion and,
I would like, if you wouldn't mind, yeah.
okay, I would like to withdraw the motion I just made. And is there a second to withdraw it?
Yes,
You okay with that?
for December. We can bring it up again. Can
No, I
say
just
that?
made a motion to withdraw, and now I'll make a motion to put it in front of town meeting in December for them to get raises, let the public make the decision.
I second that motion.
Okay, any further discussion on the new motion to bring the wage issue for non-union town hall employees before special town meeting, typically in December, whenever it shall occur? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
Thank you, Jess.
thank you, that's good, we worked through that one. Okay, anything else, Reggie?
No.
Yes.
Wow. This is a record breaker in American history.
Open time for the public, George. Or Frank, sometimes.
Thank you.
In respect of the pay raise, when was the last time they received the pay raise?
1% last year, fiscal year. Yep.
And then 50 cents. There was a petition at the 2010 special town meeting, December 14th. There was a petition, and the non-union folks received 50 cents.
An hour?
Yep. Increase, 50 cents extra.
You set that as a precedent, 1%. At least they get that. You know?
Right,
You got a lot
yeah,
of dedicated people.
Absolutely, no, I-
I'm not a going smoker, but you know, these people do a heck of a job.
Mhm.
You know?
absolutely. What I'm just trying to avoid here, if possible, is the union saying, well, you did this, therefore, and because that's also tipping my hand on how we're going to be approaching the union, but this budget reflects the amount of money that we anticipate having as well, and it was with no raises.
I have this problem every year.
Yeah.
And I've only been attending this thing for years.
Mhm.
It boggles my mind,
Yeah,
okay? It just, we don't have a lot of money.
true.
And you can't go to the citizens anymore. We're taxed to the end.
Mhm. Yeah.
I've spoken with some of these people that work here in regard, I said, look, when a union, they say, oh, it's time to negotiate, and we do, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, they're represented by a labor union, and they pay the dues to have that representation. The people in town hall do not wish to pay union dues or get that representation, so they usually get the short end of the stick. So what's the right and the wrong thing to do with this? Do you give them the same thing you give the unionized people that pay to get representation? Do you follow me? Or,
You know, give them a percentage. And I've noticed that in a number of other towns, that the non-union people got a percentage of what the union.
Right.
Not the 100%, but, you know, they end up a third, you know, a third of it, or, you know, 50%.
Could be a tactic to minimize union membership, too.
Yeah.
Because what are you getting in exchange for those dues is collective bargaining, but that costs money, the dues cost money,
Yeah.
so. Shouldn't be talking like that, though.
Yeah, oh, that's a
I'm
slippery
going-
slope.
Okay,
I'm going to before I mean, I don't want to hold you. I'm going to another subject and real quickly. They're talking about alarm system in here. When he closes the door and walks out. And a simple alarm system is a microphone system.
picks up audio distractions.
Read it across the street. Is there somebody there 24 hours a day with a speaker? What they call a squelch system. They set it. Somebody walks in there, opens the door, bangs on a window, and it's heard. And we have quite a few systems like that. We didn't provide it in the phone company, but we did provide the facilities. And you can come across it listening, and you'd be surprised what you can hear at night. One customer complained the squirrels running across.
Or
You
mice.
hear it. What? The squirrels running on the road. But it's a cheap way out. You got so many rooms in here, you just,
Yeah.
4 or 5 microphones, and it trips it off, and you have somebody over there 24 hours a day. That means the police officer doesn't have to come over here.
No, you're right, that's a great idea. Well,
It's just something I saw over the years, and I thought about it last week, and I said, maybe I'll mention it. But it's a cheap way out. You have to rent a pair of wires from a phone company, or maybe we get caught in a day of ditch. Across the street.
You couldn't transmit wirelessly over?
We could do that too. Maybe they have to have a transmitter receiver.
Yeah, we live in a wireless world
The
now.
only trouble is, somebody transmitting on that frequency or any kind of noise on that frequency, it's going to trip it off on the office, right? Whoever's monitoring,
True.
right? Thunderstorms will trip it off, but if you have wire, if you're going to run a pair of wires from a phone company, you want it just dry pair. You don't need amplifiers. You put the amplifier on this end, receiver on the other end. It might work out.
Good.
Good idea.
Yeah, it's a thought.
All right, thanks. Okay, record, are you ready you want to make a motion to dissolve?
I make a motion that we end the meeting at this time.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Look at this.
This is
I
shocking.
can't believe it.